has had the race of her season to put them up into 6th position. Belarus now relying on Daria Delmracheva, and the Gasparin sisters hand over to one another, and away goes Elisa, the younger of the two, in 7th position. Belarus with Delmracheva in 9. Finland just inside the top 10. The Poles, China are going well, ahead of France at the moment. The French 118 down. Just looking at their shooting record, they've required I suspect that Marie-Laure Brunet had a mechanical problem, because I can't see how she's lost so much time on Sweden's Helena Ekholm. Brunet, of course, top 8 of the World Cup standings at the moment in the women's tour. There are the top 10 in the mixed potential to win here in this opening event. The USA, well, I had a chat with their coach and said, what will you be happy with? And he said, if we beat our bib number, we'll be satisfied. They're wearing bib number 12. They think a top 10 is realistic, but they're quite aware that for the first time ever, this is the strongest possible field for a mixed relay, and the strongest we've ever seen. Flatland looking very smooth. So much is going to come down to her shooting. She should, if she holds on to this lead, have lane 1 all to herself. Well, a good start from Zidek, who has pushed the pace, but an even better one from Magdalena Neuner. No surprise to see Neuner working her way up into 2nd. She's already closed down 3 seconds on legs 3 and 4. Neuner is capable of taking a minute out of everyone else on this 2nd leg. If she does so, Pfeiffer-Grice, well, that's going to be a duo that are very, very tough to catch. Ideally, we want Flatland and Neuner to finish this 2nd leg together, because then you have the Bjorndal and Pfeiffer battle and the Grice versus Bow. My goodness, all those men in the top rankings at the moment. Bjorndal, actually with so many races missed this year, is down in 11th in the World Cup standings, but we can't read too much into that position.
И второго этапа более обстоятельно, разумеется, основное внимание лидерам. И лидер под номером 2 под текущим первым.
So it's a fantastic start for Norway. Remember the success they had here the last time the World Championships were held in Khanty-Mansijsk, with Ole Einar Bjorndalen taking 4 of a possible 5 golds. It was in his heyday, and that came off the back of his success in Salt Lake City in 2002. Where he walked away with 3 golds as well. Flatland, a conservative entry to the range. She was on sensational form in Oberhof and Ruhpolding, the World Cup races held just after the New Year period. And the Norwegian quartet here have 11 wins between them so far this season. Prone position for the first shoot of each leg. Three spare rounds, remember, should she require them. 15 seconds the margin between first and second. A chance for Neuner now to close the gap. That's good shooting from Flatland. Only one required, so up to 10 seconds thrown away. Neuner, slow and deliberate. This is a very intelligent shoot from Magdalena Neuner. She's gone clear. The gap will be closed without a doubt. And that means Germany are now looking very dangerous indeed. Zidek of Sweden skiing a little slower than Neuner, but she hits 5 out of 5 to close down on the leaders, Norway. Slovakia having a few problems now. It was a fantastic leg from Kuzmina, but I think they always knew they were going to fade, but not in this fashion. A penalty loop now incurred by the Slovakians. Well, that's desperate news. Jana Garakova. Now Finland and France with a chance to get back into it. Belarus are going well. Domracheva, so solid. That's a really good shoot from her. It'd be interesting to see whether she can get back on the podium. Of course, medals out in Vancouver last year for Domracheva. France, they've had Brunet, Dorin on the range at the moment. That's much better. If only Brunet could have done that, the French would have been right up there with the leaders, but the margin is going to be significant this early on in the race. Norway and Germany separated by 13. Germany and Sweden, well, they're separated by 11 seconds. And then the Italians only 39 seconds off the leaders at the moment, as you can see. Belarus still in there with a chance. The Finns with Mäkäräinen on course at the moment. Mäkäräinen, who led the World Cup standings for so long, overtaken by Henkel in the last round out in Fort Kent in USA. Very good run from Gasperin. 124 behind for the young Swiss skier. Just having a look to see where she started. She was 102, so she's lost 22 seconds on the first first lap. Needs to limit the damage if she can. USA, Laura Spector on course for them at the moment. And while we're just sticking with some of the teams lower down the order, well, the big cheer is for the Russians, and it really is an almighty cheer for Russia. Olga Zaitseva has cleared the targets. Out she goes, but Russia are a country mile behind at the moment. The margin is over 2 minutes 20. It's a disastrous start for them, and you have to pity Ustigov and Sherazov, who take legs 3 and 4. They've got a massive mountain to climb. Now Berger, no longer her lead is there, and Flatland starting to lose as well. 13 seconds was the margin when Neuner came out. She's cut that almost in half over the last 400 meters. Neuner really starting to push the accelerator now. Norway and Germany leading. Sweden still there in third place. Remember, the Swedes who won the title 2 years ago. Welcome back. No change in the lead as yet. It's still Norway ahead of Germany, with Sweden in third place at the moment. But Germany certainly looking as though they may well lead into the stadium and the range for the 4th time in this mixed relay. So important that you don't lose touch on the first 2 legs. That is what this game is all about. Now, Flatland and her standing shooting. Well, we're going to see exactly what she's made up of over the next few minutes. Needs to just steady it down. She doesn't want to worry too much about Neuner, who's coming up behind her. Neuner actually shooting much better over the last couple of months than she's done in the past. Had a good record out in Fort Kent, not so good in Presqu'île. Flatland, on the other hand, generally hits 4 out of 5 in the standing position. And if she does that again in this stand, only takes 1, possibly 2 spare rounds, then the race is on. I think the smart money would be on Neuner leading into the exchange at the end of leg number 2. This is another new section of the arena that's been built over the last 3 or 4 seasons. You can see that the track up on stilts. Fantastic coverage of the event. Now, big moment. And she wants as little to be going through her mind as is humanly possible in this sort of a situation. It's going to be Norway in lane 1, Neuner of Germany in lane number 2. Neuner, of course, the winner of the overall World Cup last year. Double gold medalist from Vancouver as well. First shot's crucial. Well, that's fantastic shooting from Magdalena Neuner, and when she shoots clear, Germany have such a good chance. Now, the question is, what will the margin be? This needs to go down from Flatland. She's broken the position, rebuilt it for the final shot. Only one mistake today, but it's cost her around 7-8 seconds. Watch the clock. Neuner is away and clear, and she's already flying around the stadium looking for the exit. Sweden with Zidek. Now, one mistake is one too many, you feel. Two could be crucial. Belarus with Domracheva. Sweden with Ferry and Bergman on legs 3 and 4. Now, this would be a disaster should Sweden end up on the penalty loop. They're for Zidek, so it's one penalty loop for Sweden, and their chances of regaining the title that they won 2 years ago is fading rapidly at this stage. Now, team 4 are France, Marie Dorin, French suit changing over the last couple of weeks. I think there was a fair amount of protest in the French team at their World Cup suit, but it was very distinguished. Now in the red and black. So the targets go down, but 3 more rounds, so 25, 26 seconds thrown away, and now that margin is growing and growing. You certainly need to be within 2 minutes of the leaders at the halfway stage if you want any chance of taking victory. Norway have dropped into second, 12 seconds the margin. How much time can Neuner pull ahead on the last 2 kilometers? Certainly, she's capable of taking 10 seconds per kilometer when she's on her very best form. Whether she can medal position, and the Finns, well, they might fancy their chances of staying in the top 3. They're ranked number 17, so it's an outstanding performance so far. Purinen and Antila taking legs 3 and 4. Now here come the Russians. If this target goes down, we should hear it from the crowd. Oh, another penalty loop, and there is stony silence all the way around the Khanty-Mansijsk stadium. The host nation are having a nightmare. The defending champions, on the other hand, are looking very, very good. 1:18.17, the winning time almost a year ago on these very tracks in Khanty-Mansijsk was the winning time for Germany, who on that occasion finished ahead of Norway, who are currently in second place, with Sweden third last time around. 21. So already 9 seconds lost by Flatland on this final lap. It's Germany in control. Is the view with Norway now in second place. Flatland starting to look a little heavy-footed as she tries to work her way back to the stadium. Magdalena Neuner, on the other hand, is flying around this last lap. Sweden didn't get the best of starts. Helena Ekholm with 4 spare rounds required. We've just managed to get her for a quick chat. Let's find out what she has to say about the tracks.
Range. How is your first impression on the range?
Yeah, it was windy, but I cannot blame the wind for my mistakes. I was just a little bit too stressed.
How is it? Have you found your rhythm here at the World Championships? Is this a good start for you?
Yes, the skiing feels really good, and I know that I can shoot, so I'm looking forward to the next competition.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Well, let's hope so, because when Helena Ekholm is on form, she's one of the most exciting athletes.